This is Morgan Rogers.
He's a man right on top of his game at the moment, and he delivers again.
This is Cole Palmer.
Palmer! He takes accuracy over power.
This is Rogers again.
It's Morgan Rogers setting his sights. The talk of Aston Villa being title contenders is getting louder and louder.
And this is Palmer again.
Palmer makes it 4-4. He's a Chelsea blue now, true and true.
These two already had a super close relationship long before Rogers arrived at Stamford Bridge.
With your celebration, a lot of people ask you about the Morgan Rogers link. A lot of people ask you, is there actually any beef there? Is there? Does he care?
No, that's my boy, that.
Yeah, but you don't care if he does it still?
No, it's good that we both do it.
Yeah.
We both, like, pretty much FaceTime each other every day and that.
Do you?
Yeah.
You speak to him every day?
Yeah. That's
what
my
about?
Mate. Life. He's my mate. We don't just speak about football.
Yeah.
Everything.
Even after every game, he's the first person to text me.
The two first became close friends after joining Manchester City's academy setup in 2019. Rogers arrived from West Bromwich Albion as a highly rated 17-year-old, while Palmer had already been developing in City's academy for years. Between 2019 and 2021, they played together for City's under-18s and under-23s, forming a nice partnership in attack. Palmer usually operated on the right, Rogers on the left, and together, they helped lead one of the most talented youth teams in the country. In the 2020 FA Youth Cup final against Chelsea, City fell behind early, but Palmer helped spark the comeback by setting up James McAtee for the equalizer. Rogers then put City in front after finishing a low cross from his now teammate Liam Delap. Chelsea fought back to make it 2-2, but with just minutes remaining, Palmer scored the winner to seal a 3-2 win and give Manchester City their first FA Youth Cup title in 12 years. Fun fact, one of the key figures behind Rogers' move to Chelsea is Joe Shields, and he also joined Chelsea from City. He's Chelsea's co-director of recruitment, and he's played a huge role in the club's transfer strategy ever since he arrived from Manchester City. Shields spent almost a decade working in City's academy and was actually the man who identified Rogers at West Brom before bringing him to Manchester. Since joining Chelsea, Shields has continued to trust the players he already knows. Rogers has now become the 7th former Manchester City academy player to join Chelsea under the Blue Co ownership, following Cole Palmer, Lavia, Tosin, Jadon Sancho, Liam Delap, and even Jamie Gins. It's a clear pattern that shows Chelsea believes City's academy has produced some of the best young talents in English football, though maybe Liam Delap is more of a wrestler than a footballer nowadays. Although Palmer and Rogers started their journey together, their path to Stamford Bridge could not have been more different. Palmer broke into Manchester City's team before completing his £42 million move to Chelsea in 2023. Rogers had to take a much longer road. He spent time on loan at Lincoln City, Bournemouth, and Blackpool before joining Middlesbrough permanently in 2023. It was there that his career actually took off.
At the age groups when I was younger, I was considered one of the better ones in the group for sure. So my path was probably, everyone thought it was going to probably accelerate quickly. Just that stepping stone when I moved to Man City. Everyone was talking about that move and the next academy player at Man City kind of thing, the next person to come up.
What didn't work?
Adaptation, and struggled to be me in kind of an all-stars team at that age group and to fit in and to show my quality within that, which I found very difficult, being able to be me in a structured team that we had, whereas West Brom was very more, I could be me and just play my game.
His impressive performances are what earned him a move to Aston Villa just a year later, where he established himself as a Premier League starter and won the PFA Young Player of the Year award. Funny enough, Rogers actually ended up edging out Palmer for a place in Thomas Tuchel's England World Cup squad for the 2026 World Cup, which shows you just how highly Rogers was rated. When you look at the numbers from last season, Rogers created more chances per 90 than Palmer, averaging 1.54 compared to Palmer's 1.22. He also created more chances from open play, although Palmer attempted more shots and won possession in the final third more often. The two had also spent years developing together through England's youth teams. The pair represented England at almost every age group, playing for the under-15s, under-17s, under-18s, and under-21s, before eventually making the step up to the senior squad.
Yeah, I've known Cole since probably I was about 14. First in the England team, and then we were both at Man City together, so we've been speaking about this for a while, that we always would love to have played together as an opportunity, and for it to happen, yeah. we're both excited. He's non-stop ringing my phone, texting me, and yeah, I can't wait. I think that's probably the most special thing, playing one of your best friends. Being around him every day is something I'm really excited about.
That long history together has helped build the chemistry they still share today.
What was his reaction when you first told him about Chelsea being in for you?
He's so happy. He's never texted that much in his life. He's not great on his phone, so he's been great on his phone this week.
Their friendship is also behind their celebrations. Most fans know this as the Cold Palmer celebration. I'm pretty sure if I called it something else, his lawyers would come for me because of that trademark. But the move actually started with Morgan Rogers. On December 23rd, 2023, while playing for Middlesbrough, Rogers scored the winning goal against West Brom and celebrated by crossing his arms and rubbing his shoulders as if he was shivering. Just 1 week later, Palmer scored twice for Chelsea against Luton Town and copied the exact same celebration. After the game, Palmer made it clear where his idea came from. He explained that Rogers had done it first and that he'd promised his friend he would use it if he scored. Since then, the two have jokingly argued over who really owns the celebration.
Who did the cold celebration first? You or Cole Palmer?
Me. You heard it here first.
Everyone knows my celebration.
Whose has a better celebration, yours or Jude's?
Mine or Cole's?
Cut this right now.
Though again, I remind you, legally, it's not a joke and now belongs to Palmer.
I have to ask, the celebration.
I knew it was coming.
The moment when you guys get to do it together, that's going to be iconic, isn't it?
Yeah, we haven't really spoken about it actually, funny enough, but I'm sure it will get mentioned at some point. Yeah, I don't see why not. Hopefully many that we both can score loads of goals, that we got both chance to do it, so yeah.
Morgan Rogers had been on Chelsea's radar for more than 2 years, which I guess isn't a surprise because I swear Chelsea put every player and their grandmother on their watch list. But it was the timing of this move that surprised everyone. After finishing 10th in the Premier League and missing out on European football altogether, many expected Chelsea to struggle to attract one of England's brightest young talents. Instead, they beat the set-piece merchants Arsenal to his signature. It showed that despite a disappointing season, Chelsea still have a lot of pull. The club clearly remains an attractive destination, even without European nights at Stamford Bridge. According to reports, one of the biggest reasons why this move happened was because of Xabi Alonso.
It's a bit uncertain, but it seems like Xabi Alonso is in a position to try and build something. And I think this is almost like a statement of intent. I think he's one of the biggest assets that is an English asset in the Premier League. So for them to bring him in, fair play to Chelsea, and it feels like a big statement of intent, as I say.
The new Chelsea manager reportedly personally called Rogers to explain exactly where he fits into his plans. Alonso laid out his tactical vision and showed Rogers he would become one of the key players in Chelsea's new look attack.
I believe Morgan Rogers coming to Chelsea is by design from Xabi Alonso in starting to make his mark as to what this team is going to look like in the present and into the future.
At 6'2", Rogers offers something very few attacking midfielders do. He has the size and strength to shrug defenders off, but he also has the technical ability to glide past them with the ball at his feet. He's just as comfortable driving through the middle as he is creating chances for his teammates.
How would you describe yourself as a player?
I'd say I'm a kind of a free spirit, free-flowing footballer. Like to take risks, make things happen, kind of change games, and be a difference maker in the game, and wherever that might take. Whether it be a goal, assist, even defensively, I just want to bring what I can to the game to try and make an impact and a difference, and I'll always do my best to do that.
Across the last 2 seasons, Rogers scored 31 goals and provided 26 assists in all competitions, playing a huge role in Villa winning the Europa League and consistently qualifying for the Champions League. He outperformed his expected goals, averaging 0.34 non-penalty goals per 90 minutes from an expected figure of just 0.16, showing just how clinical he is in front of goal. You know, the complete opposite of Nicholas Jackson.
Nicholas Jackson. That's a stop. Jackson, first up.
One of his biggest strengths is carrying the ball. Rogers averaged more than 80 meters of progressive carrying distance per 90, regularly picking up the ball deep before powering through the midfield and breaking the defensive lines on his own. Few players can combine his pace, strength, and close ball control when driving into dangerous areas. He's also much more creative than people realize. Despite operating in crowded central areas, Rogers ranked among the very best attacking midfielders in Europe for through balls, sitting in the 93rd percentile. One most defenders step out to stop his runs, he has the vision and football IQ to slip teammates through on goal. You might think that's basic, but after watching Garnacho play, any correct decision brings a sigh of relief to Chelsea fans. Another reason why Chelsea valued him so high was his versatility. Throughout his time at Villa, Rodgers played as a number 10, a left winger, and even as a second striker. He was the most effective starting from the left, where he produced 12 goals and 9 assists in just 27 Premier League starts. That flexibility also gives Alonso plenty of tactical options without having to sacrifice quality. The signing also addresses one of Chelsea's biggest weaknesses from last season, and it's breaking down those Haram low blocks. The Blues really struggled to break down compact defenses, and even went through a 5-match run without scoring at all under Lincoln Leon. Rodgers at least gives them something they lack: a powerful ball carrier who can beat players, create chances, and score from outside the box when teams refuse to open up. The complete opposite of whatever Garnacho and Pedro Neto were doing. Financially, this move was made possible by Chelsea's aggressive transfer strategy. Cucurella to Real Madrid and Andre Santos to Manchester United have helped fund another major investment. Now, the biggest question is, how does Rodgers fit into Xabi Alonso's plans? His arrival first raised questions about Cole Palmer. After all, the two share a lot of similarities in the way they play and where they operate. But you have to remember that they also have the quality to play alongside each other. It just depends on what system Alonso decides to use, because Redbeard's tactical setup is still a little bit of a mystery. At Bayer Leverkusen, he famously used a back three. The 3-4-2-1 system helped Xabi dominate everyone with Leverkusen. I mean, these guys were one win away from completing a undefeated treble. Out of possession, his side dropped into a compact back five, usually defending in a 5-2-2-1 or 5-4-1, crowding the middle of the pitch and forcing opponents out wide. But once they won the ball, everything changed. The wingbacks pushed high, the midfield took control of possession, and the team expanded into a 3-2-4-1 or a 3-2-5, whatever you want to call it. Formations are pretty fluid these days. Instead of relying on traditional wingers, Alonso used two attacking midfielders, or dual number 10s, operating right behind the striker to create overloads between the opposition's midfield and defense. At Leverkusen, those roles belonged to Florian Wirtz and Jonas Hoffmann. Wirtz was given the freedom to roam wherever he could influence the game, dropping into pockets of space to dictate the attacks and to unlock those packed defenses. Hoffmann offered something different. He was making runs beyond the midfield and then arriving in dangerous areas to connect the attack. Now Alonso is looking to recreate that same partnership, this time with new players at Chelsea. Palmer is expected to take on the Wirtz role. He'll operate as the main playmaker, drifting into central areas and the right half spaces where he can use his vision, passing, and composure to dictate the tempo and break down defenses. Meanwhile, Rodgers brings a different profile. Rather than hugging the touchline like a traditional winger, Rodgers is likely to play as the left-sided number 10, attacking from the left half spaces. Because as I mentioned earlier, his biggest strengths are his power, pace, and ability to drive forward with the ball, so he can carry possession through the defensive lines and attack the penalty area.
Have you had a chance to speak to Xabi Alonso yet?
Yeah, I've had a few conversations with him. I think it's important for me to be here. I need to understand what the manager's like, how he is and how he wants to operate, and it very much fits with the way I see the game, the way I want to play and the way I want to kind of be me and be free and express myself, and him being a part of that was a massive decision for me to be here.
Together, Palmer and Rodgers could give Chelsea one of the most dangerous attacking partnerships in the entire league. By playing the two creators behind the likes of João Pedro, Chelsea will have extra numbers in central areas, making it much harder for opponents to defend them. At the same time, the width will come from the wingbacks, players like Malo Gusto, Hato, stretching the pitch and creating space for Palmer and Rodgers to operate on the inside. It's a system that Alonso knows inside and out, and if it works the same way it did at Bayer Leverkusen, Chelsea fans could see two of England's brightest young stars bringing his tactical blueprint to life. At Real Madrid, Xabi Alonso showed that he was willing to switch the system based on the players available. It was also built on what the Real Madrid players felt like doing at the time, because as we all know, that club is essentially ran by the players. The manager, he's just a babysitter. But that flexibility could also allow both Rodgers and Palmer to thrive in the same team. Now the competition for places will be fierce, because Rodgers is joining an attacking group that also includes Esteval, Pedro Neto, Jamie Gins, and Giovanni Kenda. With Garnacho expected to leave, thank God, there will be more room in the squad. But remember, Chelsea are only playing one match a week, so that's a lot of quality competing for the same minutes. Now the fact that Chelsea don't have European football benefits them tremendously. It allows Xabi to have maximum maximum training time with his squad. To see just how talented he is as a manager and why his time at Real Madrid is not an accurate reflection of his managerial abilities, you have to watch this video right here.